and now is doing in the UNSW doing computer science and actuarial. And my daughter is in year 10, she's in OLMC and going to be a computer tech as well, as I understand. Alright, so this is what we do. So we are in the business of providing the residential lending solutions. And obviously what we cover over here is the residential home loans. We do complete investor solutions. We work with construction loans, including releasing equity for grand flats, duplexes, dual occupancies. We work with self-employed people a lot. So we have multiple solutions around alt-doc and low-doc options for our self-employed people. And we have self-managed super fund loans. So this is growing in popularity. We're coming across with a lot of people who wanted to buy property in self-managed super funds. So we get help from people like Anthony, from Raj. We set up the fund, we get them going, and we have the self-managed super fund loans available now. Next. All right, so this is how we do it. So each person is different, and so is their situation. So it's very, very important that we come up with a solution which is very, very centric to yourselves. So we understand you, we do have a lot of meetings and a lot of phone calls, and we understand where you come from and what you want to achieve. Then we understand your situation. So you can be in different situations, in different times of the year, and different times of your life. And this is where it's very, very important that we understand the situation of where you're coming from and deeply understand on why you were there in the first place. And we then provide you a customized solution for you. So this is where it's custom solution. Maybe it's Shabil, maybe it's John, maybe it's Han. Anyone who comes across will have a different situation, different problem, or a different solution they're looking for. Alright, so we do specialize in quite a few things. We do specialize in self-employed people, but this week we wanted to cover the first-home buyers. So we had the time of the market is such that it is giving an opportunity for the first-home buyers to actually step up and get themselves geared up to buy themselves a new home. So we got approached by Han, and Han is a first-home buyer, and he wanted us to come up with some answers for the questions that Han, what the first-home buyers will have. So there were a few questions.
Yes, hi Rohit. So as a first home buyer, what support do I have from the government?
Yes, and questions, right? So what we're doing over here, we've got a couple of supports from the government here. We have the federal government grant as well as the state grant. So the government obviously wants to support the first home buyer. We wanted to see if you are an Australian citizen and the first federal grants are available. They give you the opportunity to a scheme called First Home Loan Deposit Scheme, where they are allowing you to borrow up to 95% money without paying the lender's mortgage insurance. That's a huge expense, especially if you're going on a 95% borrowing. It's about 3.5% of your income, or 3.5% of the value of the property that you need to come up with a lender's mortgage insurance. That can be saved. Or in the state government, on the other side, they give you the opportunity to have the full or partial exemption on the stamp duty. And if you're buying a new home, then there is $10,000 exemption towards the purchase price as well. So there is a couple of options that you have. The next one.
Well, that's great and all, but can my parents support me in buying my first home as well?
Absolutely. So there are schemes introduced by the bank where we have the family support and the family pledge loans, we call it. And the families can actually support by extending the equity from their own home, which acts as a 20% deposit, and that can help their kids support saving again on lender's mortgage insurance. So they get a kickstart into buying their own property. So you have the opportunity where your parents can, even if it doesn't matter whichever bank they are in, we can organize the money from whichever bank you want, and we can support with a second mortgage against your parents.
Well, I do really need all the help I can get. Can I buy it with my partner?
Yes, absolutely. So there's a product now available in the market where two separate people can come in together and they can actually buy a property together. They can have separate loans for each other. They don't have to combine it together. Yes, there is a common mortgage, but there are two separate people. They can have separate kind of loans set up. So Han, you can have your own loan, Your partner can have her own loan, or him, I don't know. They can have her own loan, and they can be at different structures as well. You can borrow in the capacity that you bring your income on board, and at the same time, you can have different shares as well. So you can have 70, she can have 30, or whichever way you prefer. So this is a unique facility available in the market now, which is helping the first home buyers to actually buy a property or to come on board even as a joint owners.
All right, I'm sold. How can I get pre-approved for a loan?
Okay, so look, this is where we come in and we work with over 40 lenders. So there are each lender again is surviving or is existing for a certain reason, because each one has its own niche. And what my job is, Han, that we organize ourselves and we understand the niches of most of the lenders we work with. The idea is that we can marry your situation with the particular lender so that you can get the best outcome, and that's what we organize for.